So without further ado, let me do some housekeeping, and from there we will start our show. First, please let your microphone be muted at all times. If you have any questions, please do put them in the chat. We have a time slot dedicated for live Q&A, and hopefully it will be towards the end. But if you have anything towards the middle time, we will also take it. We will be running polls during our session, so please help us respond. There will be a feedback survey and some links shared with you to connect with us, and the session will be recorded live and streamed to YouTube directly. So if you want to share it, you can share it. Meanwhile, also, I just want to try to introduce, okay, so sorry, some more people coming in. Okay, so now it's time to introduce myself, and then I will introduce the X Talks since Maurice needs to know more. I'm more than welcome. My name is Rudy Shushani. I am the host and moderator. My background is ICT governance, cybersecurity, and digital transformation. With that, I will talk about a little bit about the X Talks. The X Talk is digital transformation talks. We've been here now. This is season 2. This is the 20th, I think, episode. So we are trying to bring the society and the IT community related to digital transformation into one platform, and hopefully this will be a platform of choice. With that, we talk about different things, which is skills, technology, strategy, culture, cybersecurity. We hosted different people. We hosted politicians. We hosted policymakers. We hosted governmental people. We hosted different people that are related. And today we are hosting our speaker, Pegah, which her expertise, she's a coach. Let me introduce her quickly. She's a coach, and she is into the HR world of skills and what do you want to call them, Pegah, more? Skills and?
I will go through that in my presentation.
All right. Before that, let me introduce our workshop, which is coming on the 30th. We are having a 2-day workshop. The first day will be free, part of giving the community. This is our target, is to give value to the community. Sorry, but there's a lot of people coming in. We want to give value, so we're trying to we created with the season 2 now track of trainings. We already delivered our first one, which was IoT, and it was fully booked from the first week, and it was given last week, and it was totally successful venture. And now we're kicking another training. The first day will be, as I said, it's free for everybody to join and at least start to understand what is really digital transformation, since everybody thinks it's just automation or technology, whereas it is something beyond this, it's something else. The first part is free. Again, it will be running on the 30th of November. And the second day will be the 7th of December. All right. The second day will be more exercises, more dive into, there will be a panel, there will be exercises, scenarios, tools, and a lot of material that will be given. So I would really advise you to subscribe. With that, I will go to our speaker today, Pegah. I will let her introduce herself, and from there, we will start. Pegah, please.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rudy, for the introduction. It's my pleasure being here. Hello, everyone. As Rudy mentioned, my name is Pegah Gol. I'll go through my experiences on the when I shared my presentation. I just wanted to, before I start my presentation, okay, I have a background of recruitment for over 12 years in this region, the MENA region mostly, and I've seen lots of transformation in the job industry, which I'm going to share with you. But the most important things, I want to mention 2 things, if it's okay. 1 second, let me, I share my screen. So I cannot share my screen.
You can, please try.
Okay. Can I also see the chats on the chat box, or?
Just press on the chat.
Oh, okay, no, I just wanted to make sure I get it. Can everyone see this?
Yes, just full screen and then we are good.
Yeah. Is it good now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So actually, I'm a career coach. I published the book called The Formula, which ranked Amazon #1 bestselling on Amazon since the publishing, which is not a long time ago, just before the COVID-19 hits. And I don't know, was it by coincidence or what, but it served its purpose. That's why I think it reached to the become the bestseller on the regular basis. Also, I'm a UK certified career coach and serial entrepreneur. I have a few other businesses as well. Recruitment expert. I've done it since 2009, 2008, and also I'm doing personal branding at this moment for the VP, SVPs, and C-level executives that they are in the job hunting, but they wanted to do it in a very different way. Also, I'm doing some keynotes and corporate motivational speaking. So before I start the presentation, I want to share two things. First of all, maybe this talk would be quite different than the rest because I want it to be. And every time since the COVID-19 hits, I always look at the talks and I'm like, okay, yes, someone is talking, someone is moderating, and the rest are listening. And I thought, what would be the best to be the change that I want to see in the world? So I do it in a quite different way. So I want to be everyone else is involved. I will ask lots of questions. I want to have very interactive sessions, and it would be very nice of all of you to participate. I can see some of you introduce yourself and you're already in the field of digitizations and in the field of future, so I'm sure you have also things to share. So would be glad. I will ask the question, and if you can share it on the chat box, I'll go through them and I read them, and we can share information.
I just want to add something, Pegah. Pegah will be also giving us to one lucky or maybe two a copy of her digital book. So please stay till the end. That way we can also give.
I wanted to go through that as
well. Sorry.
It's all right, no worries.
Please go.
Yeah. The second thing is, with all of my experiences and being involved in recruitment, still I'm involved in recruitment, although I'm doing mostly coaching. Maybe 85% of my work is very much coaching and helping people to find a better opportunity or to transit, from where they are and where they want to be, and lots of different coaching. I also still involved in recruitment, especially in fintech industries, in any kind of payments. And I can see the demand, and I can understand the whole concept of new jobs that they're coming, which we didn't know anything in the past. But whatever I'm sharing, it's I don't want to consider myself as an expert. I'm sharing lots of information from World Economic Forum and from Forbes, from Glassdoor, lots of different reports that I get, because as much as I may know about this market, I need to also understand how globally things will affecting. And as Rudy mentioned, stay with us at the end of this session. I will give it to two lucky winners. A digital copy of the formula, which it has all the steps from A to Z of job hunting, especially in the modern world. It's funny that my book just came before the pandemic, but it has lots of tips on it that I felt that people need to know regarding the digital way of finding job, which it is still making sense. And I hope one day my book will be not applicable for any job hunting, because it's quite awkward the way we are doing job hunting, but at least for this moment, it's helping a lot. But we are working on it. I'm working on one startup myself to disrupt the market and being more of help of the job seekers and the employers, both of them. So if everyone is okay, we're gonna start the presentation. Rudy, can I start?
You can surely start.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we are talking about future skills for the digital world. Why? Because I think this time I put this picture on the display. It shows that where we want to hit, where we want to go, where is our path. We know that there are lots of change are coming, and we know that we need to take the approach for the change. But and it is most probably the most important part of our life to choose and to choose our path and to choose the changes that we're going to go through. And maybe it's a good time, to be honest. I always say to people that they lost their job, maybe actually this is the best time of their life, best moment, because they are in the freedom of choosing now which path they want to go, and the possibilities are are not ending, are limitless. So I would like to know why it is the most important time of our life to choose, because most probably the second most important part, it was when we were choosing the university, what we want to study. But back then, 80% of us, our parents, they choose what we want to study. Am I right? So most of us, we've gone through this situation that we didn't really feel that we choose the subject that we didn't like it, like in general, the Middle Eastern parents, and I think also the subcontinent, they're like, you're either doctor or engineer, or you're the disgrace of the family. So this is very much common for all of us, and most of us, I think, from this region. So certainly that wasn't really our choice. And the second part, it was the time that we graduated and we wanted to choose our job again. We didn't really have the control over it, and we didn't choose. Mostly the market was really putting pressure on us to choose what we want to do. So now is the best time, and we are going to talk about the jobs that they are going to be in low demand and the jobs that they're going to be in high demand, and how we can go about it. So I will check regularly my chat, and if you can participate, if just in case I ask a question, I would see your responses, and I would be gladly reading them and talk about them. So the effect of the pandemic affected certain sector more than the rest, actually. We know that. And some of the sectors, mostly their workers, they've been affected a lot. And the workers that we are talking about, they are either essential workers, such as delivery personnel, carers and health workers, food shop workers, agriculture workers, and manufacturer and medical goods. So these were the first range that they were affected. Remote workers who come from remotely are likely to keep their jobs, so they can actually keep their jobs. And then displaced workers who have been displaced from their job. These are the most riskiest workers that really got the effect directly. So in the short term, or potentially to going back in future, or completely, on the long term, and they completely displace their jobs, like hospitality, retail services, travel and tourism. We know that it might be very much temporary, but in some cases it might be actually very much permanent, and they lost their job, unfortunately. So there are like lots of fall and rise in the market, and this is something that it's been happening. I think this is the fourth time that we have like a changes on the industrial world, and we have a new wave is coming, and then like we with the new wave, so many people they lose their jobs, so many new jobs are coming. So we're going to talk about those ones as well. Then we have the industries that they're actually got affected. So arts and entertainment and recreation, travel and tourism, accommodation and food services, retail and e-commerce, and which is mostly on the retail sector, real estate, rental and leasing sector. So these are the one that, like maybe looking at the all, how can I say, the sectors, I forgot the name. The startups that they came into the market, and no one could have predict that actually Airbnb is going to be suffering. They were absolutely about to boom, and they were about to, going for IPO, and suddenly these things happen, and they got mostly affected. And the hotels and tourism sectors and aviations as well, so it's got really affected in those areas. So there are certain jobs that they are going to be very much low demand. So data entry clerks, administrations, accounting. And why these ones, I mentioned them, I'm not going to go through it. I mentioned them here. You can have a look. Why these jobs are under risk of getting completely automated, and the person who's actually holding these jobs going to lose their jobs, because these are very much going to be easily automated by the robots or machine learning or anything that they can any automated system. It could be even software, and doesn't need to be AI, doesn't need to be machine learning, doesn't need to be any of these things. They are quite simple tasks that they can be done by any automated services or softwares. I'm not sure if you seen that, but there is a very famous picture about the changes that is happening, and there is a helicopter with the cameraman on it. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Just maybe please put it in the chat box that you've seen that one. And then it said 1999 and then 2009, and it said 2009 to 2019. In 10 years, the cameraman and the pilot lost their job. So that's kind of things, because now everyone's doing it with the drones. That's something that I kind of consider it as a misleading. Yes, true, but this didn't happen like overnight. It wasn't like something that suddenly, they said, okay, you know what, the cameraman and the pilot, you are fired because now we have suddenly the drones. You know what I mean? It was a very gradual process that's happened, and it was something that I'm sure that some of those cameramans, they already are going with the drones here and there, and they have much more fantastic jobs and less headache and less problems for booking the helicopter, and the petrol. All of these hassles are not going to go through, and even the pilot most probably are doing much more fantastic jobs before the pandemic, obviously. So, which now is affected, their job is absolutely affected as well. So what we mentioned about the jobs that they're at risk to become automated. I want to ask a question now. So what do you think the job would be that now will be on demand, at least for the next 5 years? So I would like to know your sharing as well, please.
I think it's time to interact a little bit. If you can just at least write in the chat, that would be good. Thank you, Samer. I will write also. For an instance, Samer, I thought you were saying cooking, but it's coding.
Yeah, why not?
It is. We have data scientists, more data scientists. Might work down in the lockdown, yes. I would say AI also with more advanced forms. Do you have any other suggestions?
AI. No, this one for the time being.
E-commerce, cybersecurity, machine learning, e-learning,
yes,
data forensics. True, Hussam. This is something.
I want to share something actually before we going to the next slide. Actually, while everyone is sharing, and because I'm going to go through those ones as well. up to a couple years ago, I had no idea about these techie startup companies. I didn't know how they work, what is the purpose behind it, and like the whole situation of the seed funding and all. And nowadays, I'm actually helping startups for because I have like a good relation with some angel investors to get, you know, the funding in the different levels. And it's a very, very interesting area. As I said, I didn't have any idea a couple of years ago. I didn't know even those things are exist, what they are actually. And so even like Facebook used to be one of those startups in 2008 when they started. So delivery guys, Nasreen.
And we said leadership is a very good thing that we have to also not forget. And this is where we are today, possibly.
Yes, there are certainly soft skills and, you know, like hard skills, what we call it, which we need to have the skills of knowing, for example, the machine learning, coding and all. But there are certainly soft skills that almost never go out of, you know, fashion. And you just need to more have muscles for it and more work on it. So I'm just going through these. So machine learning, e-learning, cybersecurity, leaderships and managed transformation, absolutely. IT governance, incidents response, bootcamps, mentoring, yes. Content creations, absolutely, yes. Digital marketing and content, something that, again, a few years ago, I was recruiting for one of the leading banks in UAE, and they want someone to actually write a content. And it was challenging for me to find someone who actually does that with the way that they wanted to lead to their sales, you know. So educational technology. Okay, perfect. So let's go to the next slide. Yes, as you can see, I listed here, most of you were right. And yeah, data analysis and scientists, AI and machine learning specialists, big data specialists, digital marketing and strategy specialists. Now, some of these things are very much have someone who actually can do it and someone who actually managed to do it. So it's not only the, if you don't know the coding, and I'm sure that I'm not interested to learn coding, but still, you would be, if you have an idea, you would be able to manage someone who is actually doing the coding and between the business. So like a project managers. Process automation, business development professional, digital transformation, information security analyst, software application. So you're going through all this, so engineers and, you know, all of these. I got this reports out of also World Economic Forum, and they mentioned that the jobs that they're going to be high demand in future, and their jobs are going to be, you know, low demand, which they most probably is going to be automated within years. So like looking at these ones, everyone will be like, okay, so I'm not like a techie savvy. I don't know how to work with these things. I'm not really someone who can master this, and I don't like it, you know. So I understand that some of these ones, these jobs that I mentioned, they are like certainly not my expertise, and it's something not I'm excited to, you know, to even know about it or to do them or to get my next job out of those. But these are the hard skills that we talk about, and there are certain soft skills that we also mentioned, like something like managing the leadership and, you know, the managing the process, someone who actually do project management, you know. So all of these things are important.
I just want to open a quote here, Pegah. Maybe these things, we don't really like them today, but I think this is where things are going and where everything is heading. So this is where our future now, and possibly we have to start getting acquainted, as you said, into going into these things. And possibly maybe sometimes we say we hate coding. For example, I'm a computer scientist originally, but I hate coding. But now the way you see it, maybe we have to go back to coding. This is just an example. Or maybe machine learning, learning AI, learning how to code on the other front, on another perspective, because this is something where it will take us to another level of
Absolutely.
our journey.
Yes, this is something I wanted to get to that. So certainly we need to be more adaptable, more than ever. Everything is happening very quickly. And if I wanted to, like maybe last year, no one predict that everything going to be so quick, everyone going to be immediately want to go agile, want to start to be adaptable with the market, and wanted to do everything digitalized. But now it's become this COVID-19, it was an accelerator. It was literally making everything fast. I remember when I start my coaching, I offer normally 20 minutes free coaching, and this is for everyone. And so for that one, I should have called them. I should have taken their numbers and called them, or they wanted to call me. And whenever I proposed the Zoom, because back then even still we had Zoom before the COVID hit, but no one wanted to. And now everyone wanted to do it over Zoom. They don't wanted to call, or they don't wanted to meet in person, which is become much more convenient. And as you said, yes, we should go for learning all of this. But there is a concern always, because the technology is changing very quickly, and maybe before, like the shelf of life skills, it was like something around 30 years, and now it's only 6 years. So maybe by the time that you become an AI specialist going to university and finish it, it's already changing and there is something new coming up. So for that, I really recommend to focusing on macro credentials. Instead of going to the whole university, you can do that obviously, but normally it will take 4 years to finish all of this, which with these micro credentials and some courses, which they are now become much more available, you can certainly learn between 2 weeks to 5 months, depends on the skills that you want to learn. No matter what we do, I think we need to find out what can link us to any of these, which one of these we learn, it's going to help us. For example, for myself, I started to learn digital marketing, and I started to get to the different courses and understand how digital marketing works, and start to writing my own content. So I become a copywriter myself, and I create a content for myself. So immediately I changed the way, and I adapt myself with the new normal. The good news is things are changing for a better way, and the bad news, or I don't know which you call it, bad news or the other news, is we are not going back to the normal, which we used to call normal. Now it's a new normal, and the only way to survive is to be adaptable with the situation. So as I mentioned, I just make it like a 10 very useful jobs that they're going to be on demand in the next 5 years, most probably. So coding, cloud computing, data-driven. And even there are certain things that it was not in the World Economic Forum, but I felt that they're actually very much relevant in language skills, interpreter and translator. Although machines can do it, but still there are certain things that, when we do Google Translate, it's just giving us something completely irrelevant sometimes, So data analysis, copywriting, social media managing, selling and communication. This is like a leadership. Selling, if you're on the sell, and now is the best time for all of you, because you don't need to go and knock the door. You don't need to do cold calling anymore. The sell even got automated. And if you master it, how you do it, the way, so then you are much easier. You're in a better situation to continue, and you will be on demand still, just by updating yourself and upgrading yourself and your skills of not selling, but selling in the new normal world. And logistics.
Just want to give a comment, sorry, Pegah, to our
Sure.
YouTube audience. Please, also, you can post your questions on YouTube directly, and then we will pick them up to ask Pegah. Thank you.
Sure. Another one is logistics, which we can see it's booming at the moment, and presentation. Presentation We may take it not seriously, but it's something that we need to certainly learn. Except these ones, they're the area which I like to highlight. Obviously, we are going to have lots of things happening with the help of humanoid robots, machine learning, AI, all of these things will be part of our life in future. Is it still already there, by the way? We have Siri, we have Alexa, we have like a PA, but robotic PAs, which will be more, useful in the very near future. We still have AI. We still have lots of data analysis. I don't know, but I know that there are some marketing companies that they're using some data when you're passing a shop. Actually, from your location, they will send you an ad from that shop, because they already know which mall you are, what you're doing there, which shop you're passing by. So these are all data analysis, and they are part of machine learning. They're part of AI. All of these things, that new technology. So very much it's already there. Maybe this pandemic serve people on the job more than anyone else to realize that it's a time for upgrading ourselves and going to the more digital world, because kind of force us to do so. None of us, we really realize that. Myself, I didn't really realize that. I had lots of talks already booked for universities. When the pandemic hits, I was like, oh my God, my life is completely finished. I cannot do anything. But little I know that I was so busy in 2 weeks' time getting lots of online talks, and I was like, okay, this is actually serving me more. But when you're adapting yourself, I'm sure that you can certainly, be ahead of the rest. Absolutely. So one more thing I wanted to say, when I said everything is going to be very much with the robots and we're going to have more robots involved. So then what we have as a human then differentiate between us and robots. Yes, they are intelligent in certain way, but it's like they're only kind of having brain. So when it's reached to this empathy, when it's reached to something related to our heart, when it's related to art and creativity, then they are not going to really compete with us. So still, for example, someone who's taking a picture, they can create the best camera in the world, but the eye of an artist is the one that actually take a best picture. So still, there are jobs and that robots cannot replace, and you can still find those ones, as much as obviously you're updating yourself with the technology, because you can help. Actually, it can help you a lot. I know lots of artists that they post their pictures on Instagram and they get clients from that, or they started participating in lots of online exhibitions, and they get clients from that. So things become much easier for artists as well if they're updating themselves with the new trend. So I'm just, this one I took it directly from the World Economic Forum, the jobs that they are going to be very much emerging roles and jobs for tomorrow. So the cloud computing, content production, these are very much like, sorry. Yeah, okay, marketing. So people and culture, product development, sales, engineering. As you can see, data and AI. As you can see, there are so much sub jobs that they are. You can check. For example, if you want to know about the AI, which area you can go, or like cloud computing, which one you can go, or content production, for example, social media analyst, social media coordinator, content specialist, content producer, content writer, and creative copywriter. So there are many subcategories that it gives us like an idea. For example, if I want to, I don't know, if I feel that I lost my job, which hypothetically I'm not working, I'm entrepreneur myself. So, but if I was working and I wanted to do something and I lost my job, I probably go through the content production and use, for example, creative copywriter and start to learn about how to become an effective creative copywriter. And again, so for recruitment, I can see that we have a very much high demand on the technology, information technology recruitment happening. Even the company that I used to work, I'm now helping them a lot for the, as I mentioned, fintech and fintech recruitment. So yes, Carol, UI and UX design, absolutely. Customer experience is going to be another one, which is very much on demand. And you guys are having, whoever knows this, the UI and UX. You know, the other day I was checking a discussion on LinkedIn about why companies, they want someone who knows UI or UX, also know coding. And I didn't know that there is completely different, but I know and I educate myself. So they said we shouldn't really know coding, but we are moving to the part that, you know, maybe knowing a little bit of coding, it can certainly help. They are more looking for someone who's not being specialized in one area, maybe have an idea about the other areas as well. So these are some analytical parts that I took again from the World Economic Forum. I wanted to share very quickly. I'm not going to go through that. It's available online, 163 pages. I read all of it. So just wanted to share some of these graphs were actually very much interesting. So there are like a demands on the areas that very much for the youth, because at the moment we have lots of people, undergraduate or graduates, that they are like, they don't know what they want to do, and I think it's best for them because they don't need to go through something and then change it completely. So these are also the positions that they are going to be share between human and robots, and how it's going to be. So information and data processing is here. All tasks is here. Coordination, developing and managing and advising is less by computer and more by human at the moment, you know, and they are like on the rising, obviously in the future as well. But let's say, I don't know if you have in your, I don't know from which part of the world are you, but mostly I'm under the impression that we are mostly from MENA region. So I don't know if any of your banks has this one or not, but some banks here, they start to have the personal assistant. When you call the online, when you call the phone banking service, some robots are answering. And I start to feel that this is really irritating me, because I couldn't hear you, can you repeat again? And then they got it wrong and they don't have the options, you know. So these ones, most probably they're gonna look at it in a way that they either enhance it, or maybe they have it again back to the human.
Pegah, Michelle Kirijian actually asked about this chatbots and so on for customer care and services, and even for online sales.
Yes.
So yeah, I think this is going more viral than before.
Yes,
our audience is mostly, as per the poll, our audience is from the Middle East, and mostly 80% from Lebanon, and the rest are from KSA and UAE.
UAE. Okay, perfect then. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Chatbots and chatbots. So, and all these robotic responses, they are actually very much on demand, and everyone wants to use them, and everyone going through to offer those things. But I think for the time being, till they reach to the point that they're really enhancing this, it's more creating not very pleasant user experience. And then, you know, maybe chat is different, but the phone services is not something, you know, it's not something that it's really pleasant experience. So I like this poll, actually. What do you think of the future skills for future jobs? Be scary, full of opportunities, lack of opportunities. We don't have future skills. We are in the progress of learning. Okay, yeah, I'm as I mentioned, these are the information that I got from this, and what I can really suggest as someone in this field is if you're already on the job, try to find what is linking you with the future of your job. Is your job is going to be available in the market for the next few years or not? And do some analysis and then check what you can learn, which is very much matched with your skills. You like it, you enjoy it, and is not as scary as the other things. For example, I know that coding is not really my thing, so I try to stick to the digital marketing mostly, maybe. And because I tried long time ago, I think 20 years ago, it was C++ just came after Java. So I started to understand, and it was
Pegah,
like,
you mean 5 years ago?
no, C++ was 20
No,
years
not 20 years ago. You mean 5 years ago? You don't want to give your age. I'm just joking here.
It's not that difficult to guess. I have over 16, 17 years of experience, so anyone can calculate that. Although I don't look my age, but but yeah, it was 20 years ago I wanted to learn, and I find that it's disaster. It's not for me. I don't know how to do it. So anyways, I just wanted to share this information to say that somehow find those jobs that they are going to be very much trend in the future. And it's not very far future, by the way. It's happening. It's already happening very quickly. We already have lots of things changed dramatically within the past 9 months. And if we are not going to be updated with the new technology trend, there is a very much scary situation that we may encounter. So I'm just going to, 1 second, I need to put the poll. Some of your questions, Rudy, is that okay, or for the time being?
Sure. And I shared the result of the poll.
Ah, nice. Yes, full of opportunities.
And I like that the audience is optimistic, which is very good. And this is what we actually need, more
Absolutely.
optimism.
Yes.
I think there's around 12-13% of people that might need some help and guidance. And hopefully we can share some more value in here.
Yes, absolutely. So, just going to, oh my God. Okay, I'm just going through some of those questions. So I don't think R&D jobs are also in space and manufacturing, electron machines also not going away on the course of tech analytics and getting on board. Yeah, absolutely. Some of these, like, we know that, like, the Tesla and SpaceX and all of these development of the different Amazon companies for the space, and the machines that they're going to be also very much like self-driving machines, which is part of the machine learning as well. These are going to be there, but the jobs that are related, for example, someone who's in the very kind of entry-level jobs and they're just fixing things, this will most probably going to again, like 100% is going to be replaced by robots. They can literally do this kind of entry-level jobs and the jobs that are for the workers. And even for construction, for example, and now we have 3D printing, and we have buildings that they are making with 3D printing, and the whole old fashion of doing construction will be replaced very soon. We have many 3D printing buildings at the moment in UAE, which is showing that it's going to be replaced very soon.
Pegah, we have a question from Tony. He
Sure.
says, so we will need educational, academic transformation strategist or strategies, or I think strategist, as far as jobs.
Yes. You know, I don't know how many of you agree with me, but before the pandemic happened, I was always thinking why we are just doing the education like 70 years ago. I don't know, like 30 years ago. It's nothing will change. Same curriculum, same way, and same things that is not serving everyone, and is not good for it's not good for everyone's talent. We're not developing talents. We're just telling people and tailoring their brain to make sure that everyone is knowing the same things and doing the same things, and then we start to compare them, you know. So now we started to see lots of changes happening in the education systems, and it's the same as with recruitment. I felt that the recruitment is so awkward, that everyone is suffering. Recruiters are suffering, job seekers are suffering, employers are suffering, everyone is suffering, you know. So their changes are coming, and certainly for the education, for the future education, we need to have someone to strategize that, to come up with the new things, and someone with the kind of different mindset, having an idea, coming with the new solutions and things that you were thinking, oh, I never thought about it. You know, when Uber started, everyone probably ridiculed that, and they were like, no, it's not going to happen, no one going to accept that. But now everyone thinking, why we never thought about it this way, you know? So because the technology wasn't there, and now it's there, and we can do lots of things with the technology. Certainly, yes, we need to have people with the vision to start doing these kind of things. That's why we have a rising of startups. That's why UAE started to giving the golden visa for the AI specialists and data scientists, because they want to develop these for the future. And we have lots of startup hubs and all that. They're really helping that. Another thing that I wanted to share, if you are already in the field of information technology, and you feel that you can do a lot and you know a lot, and maybe you're not as satisfied as you think in your current job, and you feel that you're not a 9-to-5 person, you can start to get involved in lots of startup situations and helping them. And I'm not suggesting that leave your current job, but maybe you can make yourself more available for considering these kind of options as well, which is, again, it has its own pros and cons. Okay, so some questions we have also from Muhammad Kanj. So question, what is the first thing you look when you want to recruit someone? For me or for my clients? The answer is the same. The most important things is the personality. Lots of things we have that we know that there are certain skills that person can learn, certain skills that they know. But if I have two candidates, same background, same experience, I will choose the one with the can-do personality, with the more positive personality, with the more pleasant personality, someone who a people person who can, go out of their ways. And normally you will get it from their body language. We can easily detect those things, although that later on AI will detect all of those things. But at us, we also have the gut feeling. We have the information that we take from the situation, and we can say that if someone has that kind of willingness, attitude or not. And this is the same with my clients. I normally see that when I feel that candidate it have much higher chance because of the personality, I normally see that the same feedback from the clients as well. So I'm just going to little bit go through this because it's almost the end of these, and just wanted to share this information. And also these are my online presence. I started actually my YouTube channel very much, I think in May, and when the pandemic hits, and it was super difficult for me to talk in front of camera. Put me in front of 1,000 people, I talk without any problem. But in the camera, I was like, no way I can do that. But yeah, now you can see I can actually do that. And on LinkedIn, I have over 21,000 connections. Please connect with me on LinkedIn, and we can have more sharing on that. And also, if you prefer IG, you can also add me on IG. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm happy to talk more.Maybe if there is more questions, for sure, it's going to be tackling more situation of the.
Sure, Pegah. Do you mind stop sharing the screen so I can ask you my first question?
Sure. One second. I don't know.
It's on top.
No, it's not. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Things that I learned, by the way, I learned all of these skills after the pandemic. So.
Sure. All right. Let me ask you the first question, which I prepared. Is you mentioned it, that today automation is somehow taking the routine jobs. Robotics are also helping and taking these jobs, and AI also is trying to take jobs. But do you think that we actually gonna be firing employees, or this is not the idea of the automation and so ever this technology taking over human lives, let's say?
Yeah,
what are we supposed to do with people? You know, now we automated their job. What are we supposed to do with them?
Yes, very good question. And, from my childhood, watching the Terminator and all, you always thinking that this may happen. So we have like a robot, taking over us and all these things. Yeah, maybe back then it was kind of thinking this way. At this moment, we have, yes, certain jobs that are going to be automated by automation systems. However, there rise of many jobs that you will be like shocked to know that actually you can do it. Few years ago, we didn't have influencer vloggers this way that they are doing it. No one knew that they can make money out of YouTube, and it just already started to creating, and people can everyone can do it. There is no limitation. The best thing is there is no limitation. You don't need to have certain criterias. You can just do whatever you like to do and choose which one is matched with the future of the jobs. And although yes, certain jobs, especially on the entry level, they will be eliminated and they will be completely automated, and this is something that scares everyone. But it's not. It's a kind of shared responsibility between the government. Some of the government, they're gonna help the workers, because there are certain workers that they don't have any skills, but it's not also only on them. Every time I'm having someone as a coachee, I'm always saying that it's not about anyone else. We need to take the responsibility, and we need to do that. Yeah, we can sit and moan and we can say, oh yeah, I lost my job due to this, and so what? What you can do right now, what do you think is the best? And seriously, not better time than now to start to have like a different areas of anything to do with the future of the technology and the digitalization world, and make you much more available to do things that you like to do. Why are you going to 9-to-5 job and doing data entry when you can do something else and then automatically have the income without need you to be there personally? So what's better than this? I know some people right now during the pandemic, they're working 9-to-5, but they're not working from 9-to-5 or like behind the computer. In between, they go 1 hour for swimming, doing other things. And also, you can have lots of products, lots of different things, again, that you can do anytime. You can automate your cells. Like lots of coaches, what they do, they have like a different products they offer. You can record yourself one time, teach what you know, and then record it, and then you can sell it online as a course. When could we do that? All this, that's so easy. And then that course is going to sell, even if it's $10, it's going to sell over future, and then you have like always the side income. So as much as it may sound scary, it's actually very exciting, and I'm super excited for this new era. It's a very exciting situation.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think the upskilling side is very important today, not just to upskills inside our work as entrepreneurs, but as our own self for entrepreneurs also. This is very important. I just want to share a quick video. Please stay with us. Pegah will continue answering questions, and we will go to the lucky person who will get a book. But I just want to share this video quickly to summarize also this topic, which is the upskilling, quickly. Hold on. Now I want the video. It does not show. Wait. Sorry for that. If you want to take a question, Pegah, also.
I just want to share something, the new trends. Can everyone see me? New words that they didn't exist in the past, after this all communication. And I don't know what's happening, or I don't know why he's not sharing, all of these things that it's with the new technology, but it's become very new normal as well.
It's funny, I cannot see the video.
So we have Naif, I think. I was not wrong now. I'm learning my 4th language. How about customer service job in demand? Yeah, I mean, knowing more languages is certainly help. And the customer service, as we mentioned earlier, the nature of customer service is going to change. And yes, you can maybe move to the more copywriting, content writing in different languages. I don't know if any of you know about, for example, Fiverr, or these kind of platforms, this kind of apps that you can start to put your skills up there, and you can offer them, and people can come and choose, for example, you or someone else that they're offering, for example, translation, interpretation, and all our content writing with different languages. For example, I think we already got the video. Okay.
Okay, so let me try to share it now. It's a quick video.
The Oxford study frightened a lot of people.
Confirm if you can hear it.
You just Google 47% job loss. You're going to see that number over and over again. And I think people were deliberately playing on fear with that, because it isn't. They didn't say 47% of jobs are going to be lost. They go out of their way to say, we are not saying 47% of the jobs are being lost. We are not saying that. But the headlines were 47% of jobs are going to be lost. What they said was 47% of the things people do in their jobs can be automated. And that's a completely different thing. And by the way, that's not even particularly big news. Now, my father sold insurance for 25, 30 years. And I'm sure along the way, 47% of the stuff he did in his job was automated. And that's what's going on. The OECD, on the other hand, said, we want to figure out actually what jobs are going to be eliminated. Not the skill-based approach, but a whole different way. And they said, over the similar time period, we're going to lose 9% of jobs. And then you say, well, 9% of jobs in 20 years, that still sounds like a lot. But if you think about it, that's pretty much the normal churn of the economy. If you look at 1950 to 2000, you probably lost 30%. Switchboard operators went away, and typewriter repairmen lost their jobs and all of that. That is probably a normal rate that technology just creates and destroys new industries. And it does it reasonably gradually. It isn't quite as dramatic as people say.
Yeah. So any more questions you want to answer? I hope you were able to hear the voice. Some of the comments were, voice was a little bit cutting. Possibly internet is not making the best out of it. Okay, anybody wants to take a live question, raise the hand. I have shared the feedback survey. Please help us. We really love to listen to your feedback and to enhance our DX Talk format. Also, if you want to join our WhatsApp group, I have posted the WhatsApp group link so you can know what's happening, what's cooking, what's happening next week, all the trainings, all the speakers, everything related to that. So, Pegah, any question you want to answer? Yes, please go.
All right. My question is, we're talking about people may lose their jobs. Maybe you should look into changing into something that could be useful in the future. But in my opinion, losing jobs already started with the pandemic. A lot of companies have found out that they can operate with at least 50% of their capacity. And the other 50 may work from home, full-time, part-time, or none, right? And as it's been mentioned, customer service has also been changed, all right? And most of companies that deal with consumers have switched into a direct consumer approach or relationship. So there are a lot of salespeople, a lot of marketing, a lot of stuff like that is going away. So what would be the advice to people? I also believe that those that we don't have to all change or switch into digital or data analytics or so on and so forth. But I believe that we need to move into an era where it's driven by humans, not driven by machines. So human beings need to be smarter than the machines in order to be able to manage that. So what is the, having said that, what would be the advice? Because a lot of people are losing their jobs, and I agree with what was said. Don't do something that you're not happy with. Be creative in what you want to do, and many of us on the screen today in this amazing webinar have tried that, and it worked, and it's successful, and there are a lot of opportunities out there, and you can be your own boss. I think that's what the pandemic has also offered. With all the bad things, there are a lot of good things, like Pegah learning to be on webinars and in front of the camera, not in front of 100 people, and so on and so forth. So I think what I'm trying to say, what would be a concrete advice for everybody to look optimistic to the future, and what would be the opportunities? A lot of people reach out and say, you know, if you find a good job for me, let me know. And people say, good job for me. Are you good for the good job or not? What are the skills do you have? All right. So from you as an expert in the field, there are a lot of advices you can give, I guess, upscaling the skills, the caliber, the capacity, the whatever, to be smarter than the machine, not to take over your job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hussam. I think it was a great question. Pegah, please.
Absolutely. And also, Hussam, he covered lots of things in his question himself. So I'm glad of that as well.
Very true.
So, actually, what I really tried during this like normally we have career coaches or job hunting coaches, and they teach how to do your CV, this, and I do that as well. But my focus within these few months was that when you lose your job, we know that there are people lost their job. Don't just sit and apply for the job. Be creative, do the upscaling, started to learn things that it might get you. Like when I myself, I attend some some classes for digital marketing. I didn't know lots of these jobs that they actually exist. Like I can be affiliate of certain product. I had no clue. And I can do lots of different things. Right now, I'm a career coach. I'm doing lots of talks. I'm doing talks in different area. I'm being invited for podcasts. I have companies, they come to me. I'm not talking about the coaching. The coaching part, I have candidates that they have problem with their CVs. They want to do personal branding. And I'm also helping them with the transition. I'm also helping them to little bit think and not being robotic in the approach of, okay, I know this, that's fine, I'm going to continue this, I don't know anything else. When I sit with them and I talk, we go through their different things that they know and different talents that they have, we reach to lots of places that they never thought about it. We need to educate ourselves, we need to upscale, and it's a necessity. And just sitting and thinking that, okay, I lost my job, I need to keep sending my CVs and I'm going to get it, is the old paradigm. We need to shift our paradigm and our beliefs and going with the whole new direction of the information technologies. And I just, in this area, that the digital marketing, I found out that there are many jobs, literally thousands of jobs that not many know about them. But if you started to learn, if you just use one platform, then you can you upscale yourself, you can reach to many things. And as you said, lots of entrepreneur, lots of solopreneur, and sometimes you don't need to really work for someone having your salary, because you know that on a regular basis you're gonna have your cell and everything automated for you, and now you have more time with your wife and your children, with your husband and your children. And and if we can change this paradigm in our head, the future is not scary, it's actually very much promising. As much as we know that the artificial intelligence, it might be faster than human and all these things, but at the end of the day, we want to have our own time instead of working from 9 to 5 and coming back home very tired. I remember there was a time that I was working 14 hours a day because I was doing recruitment, and in agencies, normally 6 o'clock, if you go home, they look at their watch and they said, oh, you're working a half day, right? But now I don't need that. I can work any time of the day. If I'm a early bird or, night owl, I can do whatever I like to do. And this is the beauty of, the situation with the information technology and the future of the digitization.
Pegah, if you don't mind me adding something about digital
Sure.
transformation, and more specifically in the AI field, I think AI should be an assistive for getting us smarter, not the other way around, fearing of it. We will need to learn something about AI and how to work with it, something about data analytics and the tools. And I'm talking here about the tools, yes. We will need, because there was questions, Hussam asked something, and Walid, I think you asked about auditing. These jobs will not go. They will only be assistive. We need to control the technology, learn the technology to help us become augmented skills. So
Absolutely.
we need to augment our skills using these technologies, these smart technologies. And with that, they will not replace us. There's a lot of job, but there's a routine job that, of course, you need to think about them. And this is where you need to upskill these people to change them into something more, related, or upskilled jobs related to them. So this is my take also on the artificial intelligence.
Also, I'm going to add something on that. Just imagine that you're going from Lebanon to Germany, and you don't know how to speak German. Although you can, communicate somehow in English, But if you learn German, it's going to be much easier. So if you learn about how computer works, how things in the background and the coding or anything related to your job or data analysis or data scientist, it certainly help you for audits. The machine learning, they can detect the fraud, which sometimes might not be detected by us. But who is going to take those information and use it? Humans.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Shall we try to give our first book? How we gonna make it? Before we take a question, Hussam, before we take a question, just 1 second. Just wanna let Pegah choose.
I don't know. Why should I choose?
Or we'll say we'll ask a question. The first comment, you wanna do it this way?
Yeah, that's good. Everyone's like da, 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 da.
So what do you think about this session so far? Let's try.
Tricky question.
We'll take the second good question. Muhammad. Muhammad, you're going to be taking Pegah. Here we go. Just please send me your email and your info, and then I'll communicate with you also on this. We have another one. Stay tuned. Hussam, you were saying something?
No, never mind. I was since audit is close to my heart and investigations. I just wanted to add to what you guys just mentioned.
Sure.
And I just gave a presentation to the internal audit to the fraud examiner chapter in Athens 2 days ago about how automation will help internal auditors. I want to add that there will be no more, and I can guarantee that, although I'm not an IT guy, there will not be the traditional auditor that depends on manual analysis, that will depend on face-to-face interaction, that will not be a place for an internal audit, that will not be able to audit if he's not on site. So we have to, as auditors, learn a lot of skills to stay in the business and beat the machines taking our work from us. Is learn how the machine works and how to use them to add value. 2, learn how to conduct remote auditing successfully with adding quality and adding value. 3, learn the skills of hearing, observing, watching, and listening carefully, and dealing with Zoom and chats and all of that stuff, because lots of audits will be done remotely through electronics, machines and platforms. So if we don't skill ourselves with at least these things, as auditors, yes, your job will go away, or we will not have a job if we stay traditional. Thank you.
Thank you, Hussam.
Thank you so much, Hassan.
I should have gotten the book, right? No, I'm kidding. Congratulations.
Maurice, please go ahead. Walid or Maurice? Walid, please go ahead.
Do you think we need to change how the education industry works from school up to universities? Our kids, how they should learn the future?
Yes, certainly this is something that it's concerning everyone, and it's not even concerning now because of this situation of the COVID. It was concerning even before it hits, and everyone was like, how it's going to be like this, and I don't want it. And we are going to have a future of education changing in a way that most probably they can choose, our kids, they can choose what they want to really learn, and is not going to be the same curriculum and that what we have at the moment in the universities or in the schools. Is going to be completely different, and most probably it will be very much shorter, because as I mentioned before, the skills was like staying on the shelf for like 30 years. Now it's maximum 6 years, and by the time you already feel that you're behind, because the technology is really going fast. So certainly there are things that it will change. There are already changes happening in the education, and the system will also change in terms of more having options to do it in a different way. And this will be disruptive sooner. For sure.
So we will retire sooner than.
Yeah, why not? To be honest, as I mentioned, like it's not. Even if you listen to the World Economic Forum last year, when they predicted the jobs that the changes are going to be, no one never thought about the pandemic, and no one thought that the pandemic gonna hit and the change is going to be that dramatic, So, but what I can say, it's with the information that I have right now and with the changes that we can see, we can predict that this will be for sure the trends in the future, and we have more time to do our own things, so.
Please raise your hand if you want to have, I'm going to take another 2 final questions before we
have
conclude.
2 winners or one?
One. We have the second one. You have to choose from the people that answered just before my comments. Choose one.
No, I cannot. Please do it. Like... I don't know. Okay, I'm going to, because we have different people that there are in the webinar today. So I would like to give to someone who's actually want to learn the job hunting. If they think that their job is already, maybe they don't have at the moment a job, or they think that their job will be on the risk of losing, because this is like the whole things about the job hunting. It's not about changes that you can take, but it has about how to write your CV, how to do the perfect interview, the tips and tricks behind the job hunting, the personal branding, and the negotiation. So lots of things are there that, and it's not a heavy book, and it's not even so expensive, but it certainly add value. And that's how it's got the regular #1 bestseller, because it's always, recommended to different people. So I'm gonna ask whoever thinks that they feel that this book can help them, please maybe put the comment, and we're gonna take the first comment.
Sure.
Rudy.
It's not me.
Okay. No, I know Rudy Safi, yes. So yes, it is soft copy. If you are in UAE, you want the hard copy, I can always meet somewhere and you can give it, or you can always order the Amazon.
We have my similar name, Rudy, which said he wants
the second winner.
And then I think Rudy is in UAE.
Yes,
really?
So that will be hi.
Yeah, hi Pegah. Hi Rudy.
How are you doing, Rudy?
Yeah, great. I'm living in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So you are based in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, I live in Abu Dhabi.
Okay, so anytime that you pass by and you come to Dubai, let me know, and you can add me on LinkedIn, and we can arrange a time, so I can give the book to you, and I can do the signing as well for you.
Sure, it would be my pleasure.
Is it on Kindle? Some people are asking.
It is everywhere. It's on Kindle. It's on Amazon. It's any kind of online stores. It's over 700 online stores you can find it.
Okay,
Amazon.ae.
Yeah.
They have the paperback, which I think they will send to Lebanon also. Like Amazon.fr, Amazon. For Germany, for UK, for US, and all of them are available. Even Australia. And Kindle, like all the online platforms, they're there actually. Amazon,
sure.
Kindle, Barnes and Noble, Apple Book, and Jamalone. So.
Okay, we have Sofia Olivia Reynoso della Parra. Sorry if I misspelled your name. She said she lost her job also. So hopefully this was helpful for you, Sophia, where we can have and share a lot of benefit and upskilling for you. So I'm going to take the last question before we conclude. Anybody want to raise a hand so we can do it in a proper way?
So Michelle already downloaded it. Congratulations. Sophia, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I have lots of things that I share on a regular basis, and I have my own talks every Thursday. It's a live on LinkedIn, and I share lots of free information. Also, if you subscribe to my newsletters, you're gonna receive like every 2 weeks some tips on job hunting. So I'm providing lots of free information because I feel that this is something I can give back to the society.
Okay. So I shared Pegah's LinkedIn. I shared the feedback survey and the WhatsApp group for you to join. So if you want to connect with Pegah anytime and you want to also follow her show. With that, I will take one last question if there's no one, so we can start concluding. If anybody wants to open a mic, raise a hand, write on the chat. We would really thank you. Thank you, Mihai. Yes, we are trying, and I think also Pegah is in this, trying to give value and feedback, and we're trying to give to the society as much as we can. In the end, there's somehow also we need to give, and then there's a limit in giving because we need to have some support also. So we are trying as much as we can with this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rudy.
Anybody wants to
You're doing great.
have, yes, anybody wants to have a last go? No questions? Pegah's gonna be sad.
Why?
Thank you, Inas. Thank you, Naif. Thank you, Ala.
Thank you, Ala, Naif, Inas, Mihai, Sophia. Thank you.
Thank you all. With that, I will conclude if we don't have any further question. Let me check on YouTube just in case there's something new there. We don't have. All right. So with that, I will conclude. I would just want to say thank you to all. Thank you to all. It was very valuable, Pegah. I think this was very exciting. And hopefully with this, we can really, I hope we brought value and we can build on this value and continue upscaling, continue helping, and everybody continue having jobs and maybe being entrepreneurs also. I myself, recently, I became a self-dependent entrepreneur. So with that, in the midst of, all of this crazy world, I decided to quit everything and then start fresh and focus on this platform. With that, thank you, Pegah. Thank you all, each one who interacted. It was very valuable, and I'll see you soon. If it's not next week, the week after. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Rudy. Thank you, everyone. You make it worthwhile. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pegah.